Hello, boyos.
Hello, boyos.
This is Last Week in Games. We're doing a fucking rebrand. This is where we talk about video games and what happened last week in video games. And the fact that everything is still video games, even though we are doing a rebrand.
That's the catchphrase, dude. We can't get rid of the catchphrase of the show.
I mean, everything was video games.
No, everything still is video games. God damn it.
Okay.
That's our brand. God damn it.
Okay. Our brand isn't working. But
shut the fuck up, dude.
Last week we had the entirety of Twitch was leaked. 3 GTA games are getting a remastered bundle, and Randy Pitchford is stepping down as Gearbox President. That's what happened last week in games. My name is Nick. That is Jake over there, the one criticizing everything.
Who's the one criticizing? You're the one who said the show isn't working, not me.
It's a new show. It's a new show. I figured we'd do something new, but it's all the same here. So, God. How are you doing? How are you doing other than, the exact same?
I mean, god damn, dude. So I don't know, man. I'm fucking alive. I'm living life like fucking. I saw James Bond. It was.
Oh yeah.
It was good. It was very good. Watch my fucking review. Also, little housekeeping here. Okay, now with the rebrand of Last Week in Games, let me set it up here. Last Week in Games is like we just changed the name because it reflects the show better as like we talk about last week's gaming news,
Yeah.
But just so everyone knows, if you want to listen to this as a podcast, you can find it on podcast feeds. The only issue I'm having with the podcast feeds right now is if you want to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, you just fucking can't. I'm trying to work it out, and it's just, but you can find it everywhere else. It's on Google Play. It's on iHeartRadio. Fuck, it's on Pandora, baby. I got it on Pandora. We got it on Stitcher Radio. We're everywhere. If you look up Last Week in Games, it should pop up.
Except on Apple.
Except on Apple.
And now it's its own feed.
Yes.
So you won't have Last Week in Games and then an episode of Jake and Corey podcast and then Last Week in Games and then so it should be its own thing. So
previously we had a feed that was just called Lonercast and it had all of the shows on there. But now the Jake and Corey podcast, which you should all listen to anyway, has its own feed. You can look up Jake and Corey podcast, look up Last Week in Games, and the Lonercast feed still exists. But now that's going to be for Spoilercast. That's going to be for deep dives. That's going to be for like one-off podcasts, just sort of the other stuff. So that's kind of where we're at now. So yeah. That's how I'm doing. How you doing, Nick?
So the show is advancing. We are advancing the show. We're making some improvements. We're making some changes, some quality of life stuff that we all know. And I'm doing all right.
I changed my background. It's yellow now.
It looks green.
Used to be blue. Green. I mean, what are you gonna do with these lights?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It looks green. It looks like there was an Xbox thing going on.
Yeah, and I tried going for yellow, but yellow is really just light. That's just like regular ass light. So
it's like old school light.
So it does have like a green tinge, but it's yellow. It's yellow.
It works. It works.
It's yellow.
And so the reason I was late today was because I was installing a new dishwasher because our dishwasher fucked up, and I just didn't want to fix it. So we bought a new one, and it's been sitting in the garage for a week, and finally I'm like, you know what? I've got the day off. I'm going to do this. So I started it up, and then I get a call at 3:40, where Jake's like, hey, bro, are we doing this? And I'm like, oh, shit. It's 3:00. It's 3:30. I'm super late. I had the water turned off in the house, so I had to connect some things so that water doesn't leak everywhere, turn the water back on, and then
you gotta have water
raced
for
over to my
show because your computers ran off of water. So
it's water powered. Yeah. It's like it's not electric powered.
It's nice.
It's hydro cells.
Yeah, it's good. Green energy. I like that.
Green energy, renewable energy. Yeah, so I've been doing all right. I've been busy today. Yeah. How are you doing?
I just told you.
Did you? Great.
Well,
Cool.
I want to know though, Nick. Last week you were gone. We had Cody Rattler on, which thanks a lot to Cody Rattler for coming on here. But where the fuck were you? What was going on? Where the fuck were you, huh?
No, nowhere. I just needed a break. Anyway, what? No, we'll dive into it. I went into. It's my birthday yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. 28 years old.
I'd say happy
And,
birthday, but I already told you. I
you
can't say it
already
more than
did.
once. It's not allowed.
I mean, you said it. You said it twice. You said it when you saw me, and then you said it again on Facebook.
Yeah, but like a day late.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I get one a day.
I'm always fashionably late. That's just how I am.
So to celebrate my birthday and just kind of like hang out with family, my brother and his whole family went to Disneyland, and he invited everybody out, and he's like, "Hey, anybody want to join us? We're going to Disneyland." And I said, "All right, I can make that work." So we drove out to California, stayed there for probably 4 or 5 days, and then Monday, Tuesday went to Disneyland and had a great fucking time. There's some new shit in Disneyland that I didn't know about. Well, I knew about it, but like some really great shit. I found out that the churros in Disneyland, every cart has a different churro. Has like a different specialty churro. I didn't know that.
I don't want that.
You don't want that?
I don't want that. I just want the
You just want a
box.
churro?
Yeah,
Dude, but that's so interesting because like
No. I don't need it interesting.
All right, well,
I need that Disneyland churro where it's got like that weird like soft inner bit. That's what I want.
well, that's just a good churro.
I know. That's what Disneyland has, and that's what they offer. I don't want these stupid ass black churros or these like white churros or these green. I don't want that shit.
So
Get
so
that
I had
shit away from me.
I had
These
two
are lesser
'cause
churros.
They're so expensive.
Yeah, tell
they're
me
so
about it.
expensive. They're like $6, $6 for a churro,
Holy shit!
which is ridiculous.
They should be like
But-
$3. Go over to
I know,
Costco. You get like
You get
17 of them for $1.
Yeah. So they walked up to the churro place. The first churro place we saw had Oreo churros. So I'm like, oh, fucking gotta have Oreo churros.
Got it.
Chocolate cinnamon. That's awesome. Had it. It's fucking delicious. The other churro place had, and I thought this was kind of weird. It had horchata churros.
Is that not just a regular ass churro?
That's what I was thinking too. But no, they give you like a dipping sauce too. They give you like this.
It's like a frosting.
Yeah, it was a condensed milk or something like sweetened cream or something like that. And it was pretty good. It was super fucking sugary. That is one that you should definitely share. And then we were walking by another one and they had like caramel apple. And I'm like, fuck, that sounds good. I want to
Gotta
try
get
that.
it. Yeah.
But I didn't get it because I was running out of money. But a couple of things about Disneyland. Fuck Disneyland right now.
Yeah.
They don't have fast passes, so all the lines are like an hour long for the best rides.
You know what's
Thanks,
funny?
Fulminator.
You know what's funny about them not having fast pass? They introduced the genie mechanic like today.
Today. Yeah,
which
they
is, like,
introduced
their
it.
new fast pass thing.
Apparently, the genie mechanic is something that's like it's like an AI that like routes your entire stay. It tells you exactly where to go and how long each line is going to be and stuff like that for $20 every day, every ticket. You have to pay $20 for each ticket that you want this to be, and you have to pay $20 or it's included. So $20 every day per ticket for this genie thing.
Oh, I see what you mean. So it's like $20, not per ride, but per person.
Per person. So
A day.
You have a family of 4 and they're going 2 days and you want genie for everybody. I don't know why you would need genie for everybody, honestly, because if one person has it, then kind of everybody in your family has it. But just for argument's sake, you have 4 people in your family. Each of them need a genie thing. So you have 2, 4, 6, 8. That's $80 every day. You're going for 2 days. That's $160. That's an additional day at Disneyland, plus a meal there as well. Like,
I mean,
that's
sort
ridiculous.
Of, but just all I have to say to that is stop having fucking kids, you weirdos. Stop.
That's true. That's
Just don't
true.
do
Just
that.
enjoy Disneyland on your own.
Yeah.
But we went to we went to the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Mm-hmm.
That is the coolest experience I've ever had in my entire life. It was honestly the coolest. Like, I wish they just got rid of California Adventure because it's.
There we go.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
There we go. My shit loves to just clonk out on me right in the middle of a
Turn
show.
off as soon as I'm. So there's like 5 good rides at California Adventure. You got the Tower of Terror thing, you got Incredicoaster, you got the Cars ride, and you got the Rapids thing.
Oh,
The
Soren's cool.
Soren's cool, but it's kind of lame for what it is. Like,
I like
we went
Soarin'.
on Soren, and it's not called Soren over the world or something like that. Instead of Soren over California, so you like fly
Yeah.
around in like Paris and England and stuff like that. So it's cool, but like the screen is kind of shit. You can see like where each screen ends, and you see the grid and stuff like that. So that
probably
needs
getting a little old. Probably
it needs
to be
an
refurbished.
update. Yeah, for sure. So I would say just take out, or not even, you don't even have to take it out. I wish Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was bigger because there's 2 rides in it. One ride is pretty cool. It's a simulator, which is fine because, I mean, they have Star Tours, which is already a simulator, and I feel like they could move Star Tours into Galaxy's Edge, right?
I think they're gonna. My guess for Star Tours is eventually they're just gonna make it something else.
You think so?
Yeah.
I feel like they would move it.
No,
They
I
just
don't think
take
they
the
will.
whole thing out and move it. Put something else there.
I mean, maybe they do that, but in that plot of land over in Tomorrowland, they're just gonna make it something else.
Yeah, for sure.
But they could make it an Avatar ride now. I guess they could do that.
Do they own Avatar?
Yeah, they do.
Jeez,
They have a whole Avatar land over at Disney World.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You're right. They do.
yeah.
I remember hearing about that.
But they're not going to
Anyway.
fucking do that at Disneyland. So just make a little interactive Avatar ride where Star Tours was. Anyway,
yeah. So rides were cool. Experience was cool. Food was cool. Just it felt like you were in Star Wars. I know you've gone and you've done it, and you saw it when it first opened.
Yeah.
And Rise of Sky or Smuggler's Round was like brand new, but now they have a new one.
Yeah, the Rise of the Resistance was there. All I want to say about Galaxy's Edge real quick to go off of what you're saying, it definitely needed more rides when I was there because Rise of the Resistance was the one, which I'll ask you about that in a second. But like, I think in time they'll add more rides and stuff. Like as the years go on, they'll definitely add more stuff over there.
For sure. And it seems like they have space to do it too.
Yeah.
At least a little bit of space to do it.
I think the hardest thing for Disneyland is like they don't just need ride space because of how popular they are. They also need like a huge queue line space.
Yeah,
which makes it harder, I think, for them.
So we did the Smuggler's Round, which was cool. It's also a simulator. It's like Star Tours, but you get the experience of like going through the Millennium Falcon, which I just fangirled over and went,
yeah, that one's really neat. I like the queue line in there because you're just literally just get to chill in the Millennium Falcon right before you go on the ride. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. You get to like sit at the chess table and like look around at like where the porgs have like eaten stuff and see all the tools and whatnot, and it's really cool. I really enjoyed that.
I've never seen a queue line like that too, where like you stand in a line, then they give you a card, and then they're like, okay, just go like look around and shit, and we'll call you in a minute, and then they call your card, and then you go. Like that is such a cool idea for a queue. You know?
Well, see, for me, they didn't give us a card. They just said remember your color brown or something like that.
It's probably COVID. They don't give it. Yeah.
And we're like, cool, brown. But we had 6 people, which is exactly the number that you need to go in. So we got in right away. We didn't really get to chill out a whole lot in that space. Probably got like 1 or 2 selfies, and then they're like, okay, you guys are good. The ride itself, it's all right.
It's pretty fun. It's not as good as Star Tours, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Wish it was like some sort of. They need thrill rides in Disneyland. Like they don't have
So
enough thrill rides. They've got
the thing
a
about
couple of them.
Disneyland was Walt Disney himself was always staunchly against thrill rides. And that's
What about
why,
the Matterhorn?
yeah, the Matterhorn came way later. So,
Really?
yeah. So, and he was like kind of opposed to it.
Damn, that sucks.
But
Because like,
because
I
he's
don't
way
know.
more into the like, the storybook rides, like Rise of the Resistance and stuff.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. So then,
which are cool.
they added a new ride which you needed to get a like a digital ticket for. You had to like jump in line um digitally. So at 7 o'clock, 7 a.m. you had to like refresh a page and like try to get your party into there. And if you missed, you had a second chance at noon. So you had two chances to get onto Rise of Resistance on this new ride. And we missed the first chance. So then all four of us who had phones just fucking refreshed the page while we were sitting in the Blue Bayou. Like our food's coming out, it's noon, and we're just like, oh, come on, get on this ride. And honestly, best ride in the entire fucking park. It was it was hardly a ride, and it was more of an experience. So like you go in and it's a long ass queue. I think we waited like 40 minutes. But it's kind of uninteresting too. You're kind of going through like if Hoth was just rocks and gravel and granite and stuff like that, the Hoth base. You're kind of walking through that, and then they kind of break you off into groups of 10, 15 maybe, and you walk outside and you see like this transport. So you get on the transport, and it's like it's a simulation. It's a really shitty simulation. But then through that same door that you came out of, you are now in like a Star Destroyer type room, and it looks identically accurate. It looks so perfect as a Star Destroyer. And like I was just blown away. I just wanted to stay in that room and soak it all in. But they do a good job at like pushing you around and stuff. And then you get on the ride from there. It's like a queue into a video into a queue onto the ride. And it was the best experience I've ever had.
That's sick.
Volpinator says, how was Marvel Academy? It was fucking terrible. It was awful. Marvel's Avengers Campus is fucking awful. There's nothing in there. That you have one shop that is all like toys, like kid toys, all shitty plastic and like shitty like little robots that kind of move around but not really. There's one ride that is just a bad version of that Toy Story shooter ride. What is it called? Where you shoot the green
Woody's Roundup,
the green guys. No, not that one. The
Astro Blasters.
Astro Blasters. It's just like Astro Blasters, but much worse. Much worse.
Which there is another one in California Adventure already with Woody's Roundup.
It's I forget what that one's called. But yeah, you have like a little gun and you pull a string.
It's called Woody's Roundup, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think so.
Pretty sure.
Anyway, yeah, it's so bad because it's like hooked up to a Kinect and you get 3 screens, 3 like shitty. I mean, they're pretty good screens. If you just feel like you're playing Kinect in a room with 4 people attached to you, and it's really bad. That ride sucks, but
like Disney used to be about like the immersive experience, and now it's like, well, we'll just put you in this like room and you just kind of play a video game. It's like, I don't want to play a video game, dude. I want to go on like a ride.
Right, yeah.
And it's okay for like one of them to be like that. Like Astro Blasters, it's cool. I like Woody's Roundup or whatever the fuck it's called. I like that ride, but like they're all turning into that. And here's something fun that that's just kind of fun to think about. Bob Iger, well, he was president, his last thing that he really did was Star Wars Land before he stepped down. And before that, he did, Shang-Chi, Shanghai, Jesus Christ. He did the Shanghai Disney, which is apparently fucking amazing. He did, he remodeled Paris Disney and kind of saved it. He remodeled California Adventure and kind of saved it. And then Bob Chapek, the new CEO of Disney, his first project is that Marvel campus. And it's a fucking travesty. And it's horrible.
It sucks. It's empty. It's so empty. Like,
and I'm so shocked. I'm so shocked that they decided to do that in like a shitty little Marvel section, but they gave Star Wars this like massive immersive thing. When really you would think it'd be the other way around, because Marvel is their fucking cash cow property.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But like, could you imagine what they would have to do for Marvel? Like, you'd have to set it in like New York City with tall ass skyscrapers, but they don't want to go over 200 feet because then they have to put lights and shit on their buildings. So they have to build all of these really tall skyscrapers so that they can have like,
though, man, because like I'm not an Imagineer, you know. That's why they got the Imagineers. They could figure it out and make something really cool, you know.
Yeah.
And like nothing would be cooler than like an Iron Man roller coaster, you know?
Right?
Where it's like you're on a like a roller coaster and you're Iron Man and it's simulating you flying around as Iron Man or whatever. Like that would be so sick.
It doesn't even have to be like simulating you as Iron Man. It's just like you're on a roller coaster. It's called Iron Man, and you are in a car that looks like Iron Man with his fist out or something like that.
It's got to be more immersive than that, because I expect that from Disney. I expect the immersion from Disney.
I don't know, man.
I understand they have the Incredicoaster over there, which is bullshit, but like I would like it to be like, you know, the ride over at Universal, like the Mummy ride. I'd like it to be something like that, where it's more immersive, or like Space Mountain, where it's a more like dark ride roller coaster, but you're Iron Man. Like that'd be so cool.
Right.
And that's the kind of shit I expect from Disney, and Disney is just like really shit.
They're just like, here, let's throw 4 people side by side and have them all play Connect.
Yeah, stupid. Which
sucks, but also I don't think the campus is actually done, because there's a building there and it has like one of the jets on it, one of the, I forget what they're called, the VTOL jets, that
the Quinjets,
I guess, yeah. And there's just a whole building where like Iron Man comes out and he like has conversations and stuff, and we're like, what is inside this building? And we ask the people, and they're like, oh, that's where Iron Man keeps his inventions and whatnot, and it should be open to the public in the next couple of years. And I'm like, oh okay, that's cool. So they have that building that's there. They also have a section that's like Doctor Strange themed, like it has like a mirror cube in the center of this place. It's got a doorway that leads to nothing, like it's just a locked doorway. It's got like this whole like, it's honestly really pretty, but there's nothing in it, and you just kind of walk through this nothingness, and it's kind of sad. So I feel like in maybe 4 or 5 years it'll be built up, it'll have something. I think what would be really cool is if you did like a drop ride. Well, they already have a drop ride.
Yeah, no more drop rides.
But I'm like, you could do a drop ride as like Doctor Strange going through all of the multiverse things, you know.
They've got Guardians, which is, it's the perfect drop ride. I hate drop rides though, but I like Guardians.
I like drop rides.
I hate them, man. They make me so sick.
Don't you need to buy something in the store to use in the Spider-Man ride? You don't need to buy
it, but apparently you
literally
extra points,
literally
right?
Just do this. It might. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that.
I think it gives you extra points. It's just so stupid, dude. It's microtransactions on a fucking ride. Yeah. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. So,
sheesh.
So it's kind of lame. I wouldn't recommend going. I actually wouldn't recommend going to California Adventure if you're planning on going to Disneyland. It's just kind of. There's not a lot in California
Adventure. In defense
Adventure.
of California Adventure, first of all, if you have little kids, I think like it's really cool for little kids, because they've got that whole like runway where it's like, here's Doc McStuffins, here's like, Crush Talk with Crush, and like that's cool. It's got like Little Mermaid, it's got the Monsters Inc. shit, and like that's good for the little guys. Right. Also, in defense of California Adventure, since it was designed more recently, the pathways are so much better in California Adventure. Like just going
It's
around,
true.
and the aesthetics there, I think, are really really nice. Like the different shows that they have there, I think, are really cool. Like the fucking dudes with the army men from Toy Story, and then they have like different show floors where. So like I do think like aesthetically, California Adventure has a lot going on and a lot that I like. So there's alcohol, which is cool.
There's alcohol. There's also alcohol in Star Wars Land too.
Yeah, it's like impossible to get into that cantina though.
Yeah. But also I got my nephew, who is 9, onto both the Incredicoaster, and since he did the Incredicoaster, I'm like, I talked him into doing the Guardians ride, the drop ride. And I'm like, dude, it's just like being on a swing. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. I'll go with you. And like, make sure that nothing's too terrible. And we waited in that line, and he was fucking terrified. But then he got off the ride, and I'm like, what did you think? And he's like, and I'm like, good, cool.
Yeah.
Didn't fucking scar you for life. It's good.
Dude, I took my he was 6 at the time. I took my 6-year-old nephew on the Guardians ride. He was too short to go on the roller coaster. But he could go on Guardians, and he's
that's
like,
worse.
What? Yeah, it's more scary, but it's because of the G-forces or whatever on the roller coaster. Your head has to be able to reach the seat, But like he sits down, he's like he's shitting his pants, dude. He's like so scared. And it happens, and the ride's cool and stuff, but you know, he's like, holy shit, the picture is hilarious. And then we get off, he's like, that was awesome. I'm like, you want to go on it again? He's like, no I don't. Fuck no, I don't.
Well, see, that what's funny is my nephew is so short. He went on the Incredicoaster, and somebody was sitting taller in front of him, so we didn't get the picture. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll go on this one, and you'll definitely be tall enough to get on the picture. Somebody fucking tall enough sat in front of him, so like all you see is the top of his head, and it's like, damn it, dude, this like the first time this kid's been on these rides, and he doesn't get to experience that.
I always get fucking shaky off that ride, dude. That ride.
Oh man, I love that ride. It's well, what's funny is like it makes me shake like my legs just involuntarily, just like, you know, do that kind of thing as you're like going up and down. But as soon as I'm off the ride, I'm like jumping up and down. I'm like, yeah, that was awesome.
I like the roller coaster. I don't like that one though. Well, I like it. I like the aesthetics for that.
I just don't like the feeling.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was pretty much a fucking intro, I think.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes in. Let's talk video games.
Let's fucking talk video games. What have you been playing? I see you've been playing a couple of new things, at least for me.
Lots of games about death. I've been playing Deathloop and Death Stranding. First of all, Death Stranding, I've been playing it on stream, and you can watch me play it live. I've been playing like on Wednesdays. So come hang out, playing Death Stranding over here. Twitch.tv/lonercast, you know, that's the pitch. And going back into that game, you know, I'm playing the director's cut, and I love that game, dude. I love it so much. I'm so happy to be back in it. Also, Fragile is in the new James Bond movie. Just had to throw that out there. Fantastic game though. I'm really liking it. I haven't really gotten far enough to like see the additions that they've added yet, so we'll get there eventually. I have noticed that it does something that Deathloop does that I absolutely fucking hate, that it gives you tips. Like when you get a new thing, it gives you tips. And you can't like press a button to get rid of the tips. They just stay there for like the longest fucking time. I feel like all modern video games are doing this shit where it's just like it's there. And they're just there for so long. In Deathloop, dude, you'll kill when you kill one of the like visionaries, you get a slab, which is like your teleport thing or something like that. And if you get a new one, it gives you like, hey, this is what this does. But sometimes when you kill those visionaries, it's in the middle of a fucking combat section. So you'll pick up that slab. Now this thing's on the middle of your fucking screen, but you're also trying to fucking kill all these dudes still. So now I got this thing on my fucking screen and I'm getting shot at. And while we're on the topic of fucking Deathloop, this will probably be the last time I'm talking about Deathloop because I'm literally like 2 missions away from beating it. So I'll be done with it by next week. But so I'll just give you my review now. I haven't gotten to the ending, but I know definitively I like the story. So whatever the ending is, I'm sure I'm going to like it. Story's good. I like the story as things have unfolded. It's really cool. I like the way they like throw out the story, where it's there's not like cutscenes. You pick up notes, you have conversations with Juliana, who's like this assassin that's trying to kill you. I won't really say who she is because that's a huge spoiler, but you know, she's trying to kill you throughout the game as well, and you guys are just like talking on the phone, and that's kind of how the story unfolds. And you find out who the different visionaries are and stuff, and the way to end the game is to kill all the visionaries in the same day, because it's like a loop. So the whole game is you trying to figure out how to kill all 7 of them in one day. But it's really kind of, it's linear in a way, because you're kind of just doing these missions as the days progress. And there's 4 different times of day and 4 maps. So at different times of day, you can do different things on the different maps, right?
Makes sense.
But the more I play this game, I like the way it's laid out like that. I like the story structure. I even like the linear fashion where it's linear but not linear. I even like that shit. What I don't like about this game is the gameplay just kind of feels bad. The AI is stupid as hell, but like just crack shots when they need to be. You know, like it's really just annoying. Like and also you get spotted in the stupidest places. Like you'll be completely hidden and you're spotted. And then there will be times I'm right in front of a guy and I won't be spotted. It's just like the stupidest AI I've ever seen in a video game. And then what's really fucking annoying is the random encounters with Juliana, because like randomly Juliana will enter your game and try to kill you, and then you have to kill her, and she gives you like a new slab, new ability or whatever, and then you have to like go turn off an antenna. And the Juliana can be played by actual people. I haven't tried playing Juliana yet, but like you can play it's actual people. I turn that online shit off because I'm like, I just want to play the story. The random encounters still fucking happen, and now it's just a stupid AI that you have to kill. And it's really fucking annoying because, like, particularly one of the missions, I was in the middle of a mission where if you get spotted, she'll, like, one of the visionaries will, like, try to blow up this room. And then the whole fucking day ends because the room explodes and you die. And I 3 times it happened where I was on that mission. It's like Juliana's on the hunt. I'm in the building. Like I can't leave. So then Juliana shows up, tries to kill me. I have to kill her. Now I'm spotted. And now the thing explodes. It's so fucking annoying. And it's stupid as fuck that you can't turn that shit off. Because I just want to play the game. I don't want to deal with these stupid encounters. On top of that, these encounters, I'll have one in the fucking morning. I killed Juliana. How am I having another encounter at night? I already killed her in this run.
Yeah, so how is she still there?
How
is she still alive? Yeah.
It's so fucking dumb, dude. I don't know, man. It's cool. It's got a lot going for it.
Just hate some things in it.
Yeah. I beat it, so I mean that says something, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone's like really talking this game up, and I'm fucking flabbergasted. I'm just like, it's good, but like, is it that good? This is not like Game of the Year worthy to me.
What is your Game of the Year this year so far?
I don't know. I'd have to like look.
Okay. We'll do that coming up in November.
Maybe sure. I haven't beaten it yet, but maybe Psychonauts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. That sucks.
Ghost of Tsushima.
I have been playing. We played the.
I was gonna like
the Battlefield beta, Battlefield 2042 beta. That game bad.
Yeah, it is.
That game needs to be put back in the oven for at least another like 3 months, at least, There's so much screen tearing. There's so much issues connecting people. Is jittery. It's the just visually it looks really bad. It looks like Battlefield 3. All like if you pull your parachute at any point during that your spawn, you'll just walk around with a parachute above your head and it'll just like be there. They still don't have one of these. The worst thing that you think is they still don't have the like landing areas where you can like get into vehicles like right there at your spawn. Like,
yeah, you have to like summon them. Like you have to start in a jet. Like you can't just randomly find a jet at like an airport. Like you could all the way back in Battlefield 1942, the first fucking game. You could find an airplane and you just got in an airplane, and that was like half the fun of those games. And that's just not a thing. Ever since Battlefront, the first Battlefront, where you picked up the tokens and it just puts you in an airplane. It's like, that's not the fun. That's not the point, man. But anyway,
it sucks. That really does suck, honestly. That you can't, hijack. You run all the way to the enemy's base and then you steal one of their jets. It's more like the air combat vehicles are more like classes now that have a timer. Like you're not spawning as a soldier, you're spawning as a pilot and who's already in the air, and it's kind of lame. It just feels lame. It doesn't feel good.
Like it was always fun to like fuck around with that shit where it's like, I'm gonna try and land this thing right now, or like and you could get like in 1942 you could like get those massive fucking planes that would like drop off like jeeps and stuff, like the Spruce Goose type jets, and it was always fun like grabbing those things and you're like, I fucking got the big one, dude. Yes. Yeah. That was like so much fun, and that's just not a thing anymore. You've got jets there. You've got jets or helicopters. Like that's your options. I will say
the controls for those are horrendous. They are so bad to fly.
Yeah,
I hate the Joy-Cons. That doesn't make any sense. There's Joy-Cons. The joysticks don't make any sense. The buttons in this game, there's not a button to open your map. There are a bunch of unused buttons. The touchpad does fucking nothing. They have like abilities for classes now, abilities for each type of warrior, I guess, each type of soldier. You have to press the D-pad and then activate it. It's like, where's the grenade? You have to press the D-pad and activate it. It's like there's so many steps in this and it's not streamlined at all. It feels like a regression. This game's bad. Please don't pick it up. Please do not pick it up.
I will say, for me, I don't hate it as much as Nick. I did still think it was kind of just like stupid fun when I was playing it. But yeah, it's pretty rough. But I feel like it's got the bones of something that could be kind of fun if they iron out a bunch of the issues. Also, this game, there's no fucking way that this game is $70, dude. No. Like, no fucking way. There's no campaign. If it had a campaign, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Campaigns are expensive to make. It's cool you put it in there. There's no campaign in this shit, and it has like 3 main modes. Like, come on, man. That's stupid. Yeah. That's not enough for me to give a shit. And if one of your modes is a fucking battle royale, that's not a selling point at all. Battle royales are always free. So like that's not a selling point. Even Call of Duty Warzone is free. So like that is not a selling point for me. No. Yeah, this game not good. I'll pick it up for $5 in a year. Yeah, seriously.
But the other game that I've been playing, the actual good game that I've been playing, is a game that's not technically out yet. It's only on the Epic Game Store on PC, and it's called Phantom Brigade. This is a game that we played at PAX 2019, and I absolutely loved it when I played it. We played one mission. It was a tutorial mission, and I'm like, I'm getting this game as soon as it could. I forgot about it, and I'm like, what the fuck was that game called? that I played. What was it called? So it took me a long time to actually find it and what it was. It's called Phantom Brigade, and really hard to describe. But I pulled up their website and it says about the game. So I'll just read the about the game description that they have on their website. And it says Phantom Brigade is a hybrid turn-based and real-time tactical RPG focused on in-depth customization and player-driven stories. As the last surviving squad of mech pilots, you must capture enemy equipment and facilities to level the playing field. Outnumbered and outgunned, lead the brigade through a desperate campaign to retake their war-torn homeland. So the best description I can give is it is XCOM styled battling, XCOM styled combat, where instead of this guy moves, he takes his turn, this guy moves, he takes his turn, you and the enemy move at the exact same time, and you take your turns at the exact same time. So the way they do this is you have like this prototype technology that you can see where the enemy's moving as you're planning your next 6 seconds of combat. So they have like little trails that's like, this guy's going to move here and he's probably going to shoot this way. So then you have like your guy and you try to maneuver around him and shoot him as he's getting to his position, and you try to like flank everything. You have to like set this up every 6 seconds, and then when you hit play, then it all happens at once. And it's not 100%, like it's not always going to happen perfectly how it says it is. So you can get times where two mechs just run into each other and one will lose a leg and just like have to crawl the rest of the time. It's really unique. So it's like XCOM combat, but it's also kind of like a video editor down at the bottom, and it's like you have like the little channels. It's like move channel where you have where your guy's going if he's waiting, and then you have like an action channel where it's like he's going to shoot, or he's going to eject, or he's going to use his shield and block bullets or something like that. And you can only shoot so often, otherwise he overheats. So it's really cool just the way that you have to do this. If you like XCOM at all, but you want it to be better, look this game up. It's super good. It's on the Epic Games store called Phantom Brigade. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, when we saw it at PAX, they were we got to like talk to the developers a bit, and at that time when we saw it in 2019, they were like, this isn't even really a game, this is more just like a proof of concept. So it's really cool to see that they're actually like doing the thing. They've kept up with it too. Like it was like 2 weeks ago that they released an update that added a bunch of like damage, it added a bunch of new guns, it added some new maps to fight on, some new enemy types, and it was like, holy shit, they're like putting work into this. So that might be one like Hades, where like it's been out this entire time, but then when it officially comes out, it kind of hits big.
Right.
I have this feeling about this game where like when it officially comes out, it might do really big in the PC community.
It could, yeah. And it's not too demanding. Like my laptop 1060 can run the graphics pretty good. I mean, it runs it a little hot, so I turn the graphics down a little bit, but it runs fine. No crashes, no nothing. It's for an early access game. It's pretty consistent. Yeah, I love it.
Sick.
Let's get into the show.
Let's do it.
All right. We got one little titty. And that titty is the final Smash character, which is Sora from Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, 3, and all the other ones in between. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this is actually the Sora from Kingdom Hearts 69.420.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
I think it's lame. I know a lot of people are like really excited about it. I think it could have been, because to me, I see it and I'm like, this is just another sword character in Smash.
Yeah. Yep. Did you watch the moves and everything?
I saw some of it. Yeah.
He doesn't when I heard, I was at Disneyland when I heard.
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, oh, it's cool. Sora's gonna be in the game, so he'll be able to like summon Donald Duck and Mickey.
no, dude.
And I thought he was gonna be more along the lines of like Pokemon trainer,
That'd
but
be
also
cool.
in
I'd be
there.
into
So like his moves would be like Donald Duck just kind of comes out of mist or something and like does a move and has like a little like whoop thing,
Does
really
like a
cool
little heal on him
animation
or something.
Yeah, like does something interesting, but then it was like, oh no, he doesn't summon anybody. There's no other characters.
No.
It's just Sora swinging his key, and it's like,
knew
oh,
when they
so it's just
announced
a
him-
sword character. It's
I knew
just
when
another
they-
fucking.
I knew when they announced him that wouldn't be the case because and if you go back and watch last week's show with Cody, we had like a big breakdown on like who do we think it should be or whatever.
Mhm.
And I ended it by saying it's gonna be Sora. Like there's no way it's not Sora. Like it's too predictable. Like it's gonna be Sora. So then I see people like freaking out online that it's Sora. I'm like, guys, this is pretty predictable. But I knew it wouldn't have like Donald or Goofy because the rights would be such a huge issue. But getting Sora in there isn't that big a issue.
But you look at like Fortnite, and Fortnite's got every fucking character under the sun.
But those are temporary things. Those can go away tomorrow if they need.
I guess, yeah.
This is permanent. This is going to be in there forever.
That's true. That's a good point.
Also, I don't think you're going to see
Smash.
fucking Goofy in Fortnite.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't be surprised if like a Goofy movie came out like a week from now. We would have Goofy a week later in Fortnite.
I still think it would have been cooler to have like a Crash Bandicoot or something like that.
I think it would have been who's been the last like shooter character in Smash announced in Smash?
Joker.
Joker, I guess. But like the one that I was hoping for was Cuphead.
Yeah, that would have been really, really.
Because like
cool.
that's so unique, and it's Microsoft
that would have been cool.
owned, so it's like, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Well,
and
that would have been along the lines of like a Crash Bandicoot, where it's like I want more of like a platformer guy, like a Donkey Kong or a Mario, where like that's what the original, besides, I think Link, there wasn't a whole lot of sword characters. Now the whole game is like fucking sword characters.
Yeah, and it sucks.
I wonder if it's just like easier for them to design sword characters. Maybe I don't know, but
probably. I just don't think there's enough shooting characters because you got like Duck Hunt Dog, and you got
Bayonetta.
Oh, Bayonetta wasn't one of them, right?
Yeah.
Well, she has half and half, but like you think about Cuphead, he's all shooting.
Yeah, he'd
right?
probably
all of his stuff are projectiles, so he's more along the lines of like.
He'd probably, if he was in the game though, he'd probably punch too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or have something that's close range.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
the shotgun maybe,
or he just like snap at people, and like that would be it.
like Nigel Thornberry in the Nick.
Yeah.
Roller.
Yeah. So.
It's cool though. I'm happy for everyone that's like excited about it. That's cool. Whatever. But I don't particularly care that much about Sora.
It's too bad.
Let's face it, dude. Kingdom Hearts is kind of trash.
Yeah, it kind of is. I'm sorry if you've grown up with it.
We just lost all our viewers. Fuck.
Damn, they're all gone. Even me. No. Anyway, Sora and Smash. That's the titty. Let's get on to the 3 news stories that we got, starting with the entirety of Twitch has reportedly been leaked. This comes from the VGC by Chris Scullion. And he says, an anonymous hacker claims to have leaked the entirety of Twitch, including its source code and user payout information. The user posted a 125 gigabit torrent link to 4chan on Wednesday, stating that the leak was intended to foster more distribution and competition in the online video streaming space because their community is a disgusting, toxic cesspool. You hear that, Twitch? Fucking bring them over to here. Bring them over to Lonercast. VGC can verify that the files mentioned on 4chan are publicly available to download as described by the anonymous hacker. One anonymous company source told VGC that the leaked data is legitimate, including the source code for the Amazon-owned streaming platform. Internally, Twitch is aware of the breach the source said, and it's believed that the data was obtained as recently as Monday. Twitch has confirmed the leak is authentic. We can confirm a breach has taken place on our teams. We confirm a breach has taken place. Our teams are working on with urgency to understand the extent of this. We will update this community as soon as additional information is available. Thank you for bearing with us. The leaked Twitch data reportedly includes the entirety of Twitch sources code to commit history going back as early as the beginning. Creator payouts reported from 2019, mobile, desktop, and console Twitch clients, proprietary SDKs, and international AWS service used by Twitch. Every other property that Twitch owns, including IGDB and CurseForge, an unreleased Steam competitor, codenamed Vapor from Amazon Game Studios, Twitch internal red teaming tools designed to improve security by having staff pretend to be hackers. So, some Twitter, no, sure didn't. Some Twitter users have started making their way through the 125 gigabytes of information that has leaked, with one claiming that the torrent also includes encrypted passwords and recommending that users enable two-factor authorization to be safe. Twitch has said that there is no indication that login details were exposed in Wednesday's data leak and that credit card information wasn't taken. The torrent also reportedly includes Unity code for a game called Vape World. I don't like the sound of that, which appears to be a chat software based on Amazon's unreleased Steam competitor Vapor. Fucking fat clouds, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Meanwhile, Vapor, the code name for an alleged in-development Steam competitor, is claimed to integrate many of Twitch's features into bespoke game store. Finally, the leaked documents allegedly show that popular streamers such as Shroud, Nick Merckx, and Dr. Lupo have earned millions from working with the popular streaming platform.
First of all,
that's a lot of information.
First of all, yeah, we'll break it down. First of all, let me hit on that last thing that was mentioned, the fucking payouts, and like everyone got all pissed off.
We'll go backwards.
Yeah,
that's what we'll do.
Everyone got all pissed off about the streamers making a lot of money. Are you guys fucking dumb? Like, how do we not know that these people are? Of course, they're making millions. They stream for 10 hours a day and have 60,000 viewers constantly. That's all they do. They are fucking
advertisement.
Like, of course,
they're billboards.
Yeah, of course, XQC made $8 million a year. Of course, he has 100,000 viewers for 12 hours a day. That's more than a fucking TV show. Also, a lot of these people have their fucking subscriber count listed at the top right. Like, you just do the math. Times 3 times 12. That's how much money they make in a year. Like, you guys, come on, guys. But then the Vapor thing, I think, is the most interesting thing.
For sure.
Yeah. What do you think?
Let's see. Where are we at? Vapor, the code name for an alleged in-development Steam competitor. I think this is going to fucking fail. Amazon is so bad at doing anything themselves. And I think
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Like, because you look at Amazon originally started out as a book selling website, right? Then they looked at eBay or whatever and they're like, oh, we can sell a lot more than books. So they started selling other things that they didn't make. They're literally just a website that sold from a company to you. It was just an easy way to sell from a company to you. Now they are buying out companies and selling their shit for way more money to sell to you. So I don't think, and you look at their video game stuff, and their video game stuff is all shit. They do not know how to make video games at all. So you look at like their video game engines or whatever. What is it?
Luna
library. Yeah, their Vapor library. I don't think it's going to do well because there's no market for them to steal ideas from. They don't have the know-how or the manpower or the idea of how this could work. Like, because Steam has been doing it since the 90s, you know? Steam has been Steam, and it's been killing it since the 90s. Amazon is just trying to get as much fucking money as possible from every angle, and I don't think they have any idea of how difficult it is to make a Steam and just have it work.
I don't know, man, because like, yeah, Amazon Luna, not a success per se, but that could be considered more of an experiment. There's still yet to be seen what's going on there, but they could, it seems like they're like, well, that didn't quite work. What if we go back to the basics? And I think a lot of these companies are starting to see, like, if we're gonna do a game, what's it called, a Game Pass sort of thing, it needs to be downloadable games. Like, I think that is more of the hot market than actually streaming games. I don't think streaming games is catching on like everyone thought it would.
Right.
And I think that is a big part of why Luna failed, because not only did Luna fail, but like, I don't know, no one's really talking about the xCloud live stuff. Like, no one's really talking about any of that shit. But here's the thing with Amazon, with this leak of like Vapor and Vape World. First of all, they need to change the name. It can't be Vapor. That is fucking horrible. Vape World. They need a Vape.
Well, see, like what I'm saying is, like, you have Steam.
Yeah, I know.
So they're literally stealing the idea.
No, yeah, because that is what they're doing. But here's the thing, and this is what I'm trying to say. Like, the fact that Amazon is still pursuing this as intensely, even after Luna, says a lot. And the other big thing that I think we need to keep in mind is that they just released that New World MMO game, and it's a huge success, man. Like, that game is doing, yes, it is. It's doing huge fucking numbers for an MMO. Like, that game's doing massive numbers, so much so that they can't even keep the queues open because there's just so many people trying to play that fucking game, and people love it. People are loving that game, and people are looking at it as an alternative to World of Warcraft. It's doing huge, and the fact that Amazon keeps pursuing this makes me wonder, how well is this gonna do? It might do really well. I also think it'll do really well if they don't include the fact that they're like, this is Amazon Vapor. If they just call it Vapor and don't include Amazon in the title at all, I think that will help its product even more. I think that's why Twitch does so well, because people don't realize that's owned by Amazon. More and more, I think people are starting to realize that. But like, I think Amazon Luna did horribly because it was called Amazon Luna, and everyone's like, fuck Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking at reviews, and it has 3.2 stars out of 5.
Yeah, but all MMOs would.
I suppose. I mean, can't imagine it's actually doing.
I mean, look at the numbers though. That's.
Where do I find these numbers?
I've seen a bunch of. Let me see if I can find it.
I've heard really bad things. Like, the game's not done. It's kind of hard to review because it's just not done. Like, they can't review it because it's just not a full game. And MMOs tend to be harder to review. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hate Amazon, and
I mean, okay, so I guess Jeff Bezos came out. Even Bezos himself came out and said, after many failures and setbacks in gaming, we have a huge success with New World. Yeah, I just heard that this game is like doing gangbusters numbers, and I think every MMO that comes out has a rocky start like that, and the fact that it had a rocky start like that and still has a huge fucking player base is massive. Because if you remember Final Fantasy, which is like, probably the second biggest MMO right now, next to World of Warcraft. Like, I
think it's actually bigger than World of Warcraft.
It's probably number one right now, yeah. But it's it was a shit show when it first came out, you know, and didn't do well at all. And then they kind of reformed it. I think that's gonna happen with New World, and the fact that people still keep playing it, and I don't know.
See, Vulpinator says shit lags on a 2070 and a i7.
I understand like that the game is. I've seen that too, where it's like this game barely runs and it's a shit show and you can't get past the queues, and I've heard that as well. But it's still getting huge numbers, man. And I don't know.
I just feel like this game
Fast
is
and
going
Furious
to...
movies are garbage, and they still make $1 gazillion. Transformers.
True.
Movies,
I just have a feeling like this game and all of the stuff that Amazon makes is just all the stuff that they make themselves just is never going to work. They have to steal an idea like Twitch and have it be a thing that's already working and people are already into, and then they just buy it. Like, I think that's the only way that it could work.
Maybe. Maybe they buy Epic. Who knows?
I hope not. Epic is fucking huge.
Too big.
I wish I bought like Epic stocks.
I'm sure Amazon looks at Epic and they look at Steam and they're like, "Fuck, that's a lot of money we could be making right there."
Yeah.
And the fact that they could just combine their storefronts, like,
but you could
use this for gaming, and then you just click a tab and you're on the Amazon page and you're ordering books and shit too. Like, I don't know, man.
Stupid. That's stupid.
It's stupid, but like, when you think about the convenience of it, I'm being realistic here. I don't like it either, but I'm just being realistic here, you know?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. The next thing that was on here was they have a game called Vape World. Yeah. Oh, that game. A game called Vape World.
I don't even know what that could be. These are all code names for sure.
Yeah, but I have a feeling this is kind of like that Second Life or whatever, where you're just kind of like hanging out with your buds digitally.
Yeah.
That's the kind of chat. Like that's the kind of thing that and Vape World is just like a terrible fucking name.
Playroom over on PlayStation when the PS4 came out.
Yeah, just stuff like that. No logins. No login details were exposed, so that's good.
Yeah, this I don't quite understand the whole like 4chaner guy that's like, this is a toxic place and we're gonna expose it. And I don't know how he exposed it. I don't know what he exposed that's like, this is so toxic. I
feel like what he did was just kind of, because like you said, people were pissed that, you know, Nick Merckx and Dr. Lupo have been making millions from this, and it's like, no shit, but a lot of people just don't fucking realize that. And
I think the one that people were really pissed off about was Hassan, just because he's like a socialist or whatever. He took like the brunt of like the hate, and like, who gives a shit, man? Like,
but seriously. It's like, yeah, of course they're making money because the like more YouTube, the more viewers that you have, you go up on the ranks. So if you want to stop this, just fucking go all the way down to somebody who has 0 viewers, 1 viewer, 2 viewers, and just watch them. Like, subscribe to them, see what they're about. Yeah. Subscribe to us, fucking. But like, follow us.
Still like, I just don't is this person just fucking jealous or what?
Probably.
I don't understand.
He's either jealous or like, man, there's
a former
I saw
employee?
a thing recently where it's like the top 0.2% of Twitch streamers, only the top 0.2% of Twitch streamers make an average American income, which I think is like $52,000 a year or something like that. So like that, the margin of like,
I guess
people
but
who
like,
make money is so small. Like, it's less than the 1%, you know?
I get it, and that's fucked. And like, I wish Twitch did more things like where, like, hey, let's just put a random person who has 1 view, but they're an affiliate. Let's put them on the homepage just for shits and gigs or whatever.
Yeah, just because.
Yeah, that'd be super cool, and they should definitely start doing that. But at the same time, it's like, this is no different than YouTube. Like, when YouTube was big back in 2006 and it was blowing up, like, there's always the top creators, man. That's just the fucking way the entertainment industry is. Not everyone can be, you know, XQC. And I say that as someone who's on, you know, on the lower rungs. You know, we'd make no money here, but we do it anyway. That's just the way it is, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Yep. It's just the way the world works. Anyway, the next story that we got. Grand Theft Auto Trilogy is getting remastered for PC and consoles, including Nintendo Switch. This comes from Cameron Faulkner on The Verge. After several rumors, you've heard those rumors here as well. Rockstar Games has confirmed that Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas are getting HD remasters. They will be released in a package called Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. Are you kidding me? That's the name of this thing. The collection is coming to PC via the Rockstar Games launcher. The Rockstar has its own fucking games launcher. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Wow, that's really dumb. PlayStation and Xbox, and more surprisingly, the Nintendo Switch will also have them. It will come to iOS and Android in the first half of 2022. What the fuck? Pricing and release dates info hasn't been shared. The company hasn't explicitly mentioned what kind of technical improvements are made, nor has it shared any footage yet, but it says that each of the games has gotten across-the-board upgrades, including graphical improvements and modern gameplay enhancements. The company chose to take the faithful route for its remasters, leaving the classic look and feel of the originals, how they were presented on the PS2. That's not good news. No. Rockstar says that we'll find out more about the collection of games in the coming weeks, but ahead of the launch. It will begin removing existing versions for each title from the digital storefronts next week, so pick those up if you want them before you no longer have a chance.
Before we continue here, Rockstar made a couple tweets here. Later this month marks a very this is Rockstar on Twitter. Later this month marks a very special anniversary for Rockstar Games. 20 years since the original release of Grand Theft Auto 3. In addition to carving a new path for an open world game, Grand Theft Auto 3 established Grand Theft Auto as a cultural phenomenon alongside its two subsequent and equally legendary entries in the series, Grand Theft Auto Vice City and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. We'd like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all the Grand Theft Auto fans who have supported the games over the past 2 decades. In honor of the upcoming anniversary, today we are excited to announce that all 3 games will be coming to current generation platforms later this year in Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. So that adds another little sprinkle to this article here that isn't in the article. It says it's coming later this fucking year. That's fucking wild, man. Like, this shit. All right, I have a few thoughts. Sorry to cut you off, but
no, I can go for it.
I have a few thoughts. I'm a huge Grand Theft Auto fan, like specifically Vice City and San Andreas. Like, those games were super important to me. Like, if I get this trilogy, I'll probably even skip 3 and just go straight to Vice City. You know, it is a little disheartening to hear that, like, this isn't like an actual remaster. This is not a ground up remake. This is more of a port, but they like did some minor updates, especially the fact that they're taking it off the storefronts. So this is just sort of a way for them to replace them on the storefronts. And
make more money.
And then also the fact that it's coming to iOS and Android just kind of shows that this is not a huge improvement. It's not like gonna blow anyone's mind. But here's the thing. They just need to do 2 things for me, and I'm fucking in 100%. And they need to show this to me. And let's be honest, I'm probably gonna buy this anyway. But they need to do 2 things. All right. First, when you die in the middle of a mission, please just start us from the beginning of the mission. Don't fucking start us from the hospital or the prison, or if you failed the mission, you have to like drive back to the fucking start of the mission. That shit's annoying. If you can fix that, sick. Also, if your car flips and you're on your head, please make it a little bit more forgiving, because it's fucking it's pretty hardcore in those original games. You fix those 2 things, I'm happy. Maybe in San Andreas, if you could get those fingers to just come a little bit apart, that'd be cool too, but that's probably not going to happen. But if you could get me those 2 things, I'm happy and I'm ready. You know what I mean?
You know what I think? You know what I think about this is I didn't read into it. I saw the headline and I'm like, that's cool. I'm kind of over Grand Theft Auto. Unless they make a new one where the story is good, I probably won't get this. But I was like, okay, cool. San Andreas. I love that game. Was like my first Grand Theft Auto. I played a shit ton of it. I modded the crap out of it, or cheated the crap out of it, and I couldn't get through the end because I used so many cheat codes or whatever. Yeah. So I'm all into Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. However, the moment that I read the collection is coming to PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, I'm like, oh, this game, they're not doing anything to this game. They're changing the controls.
Yeah, it'd be fun on Switch, though.
It'd be all right on Switch.
Yeah, it'd be kind of like a fun little Switch game, actually.
Also, it will come to iOS and Android in the first half of 2022. That is, A, super fucking soon, and B, extremely disappointing that the graphics are going to be...
They're PS2 graphics, dude. Like, that's it.
But that's it. Like, I would much rather have a full-fledged... Not remake, but a remaster. Make it 8 or 4K. Make it 60 frames. Whatever. You don't have to like.
But I mean,
gloss over everything.
I think you forget like how powerful like modern iOS and Androids are compared to a PS2. These could still run on your iOS and Android probably at 60 frames per second.
But I guarantee you they're not going to do the thing with the hands. They're not going to split the hands. They're not going to...
I think it's going to
look
the
character models are going to look all the same. The cars are going to look the same. The colors might pop a little bit more. They're going to
change the resolution to modern resolutions.
Right.
They might change... They might help the render distance, which is a huge issue in Vice City particularly. Right. They might make the render distance a bit further out, just some like minor quality of life stuffs that the current port on the PS2 or PS2 on the PS5 like just doesn't have. And it is kind of weird that they're like taking it off the storefronts before they release the new one, but I get it.
Because they want more money.
They want more money. They also don't want it to be like confusing for people, but
yeah, that's true. Volpinator says he's just going to get texture mods if they aren't overhauling them. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point. You just play it on PC, and then people will mod. Well, I don't know how the fucking Rockstar Games launcher allows you to mod their shit. Like, I'm not sure if that's the thing. Probably some way, but
you probably can.
Yeah, so
I don't know. Like for me, really, go ahead. Sorry,
it's really disappointing for me, and I won't pick it up because I played those games, and I've recently played those games, and they're just so dated. And I understand that this is supposed to upgrade them to current, but I feel like it's gonna barely do anything. And those games aren't pretty. None of those games are pretty.
So for me, I replayed this shit. I replayed San Andreas in particular about 2 years ago. And this is why I'm like kind of okay with it if they fix these two things. Because I didn't mind the way it looked. It's kind of ugly, but it's an old game. And I still was having a blast with it. But it is a port, so like it's kind of like the side of the screens are like cut off and shit, and it's ugly, but like those two things prevented me from beating it. The fact that every time you lose a mission, you have to like go back to the start of it. You have to like drive back. That's annoying as fuck. And the fact that when the cars roll over, like you just explode. That's why I'm saying like if they fix these two things, I'll probably pick it up because I was enjoying my time with just the regular ass ports. Because here's the thing, man, these games are fucking great. Like just bottom line, like they are fucking great. But if they're charging $70, I'm out.
Absolutely not.
They won't.
Absolutely,
I don't think they will for these things. They'll probably.
What I would want from this news to be actually like substantial for me is just take those 3 games and put them in Grand Theft Auto 5, or just make them look like Grand Theft Auto 5. Like that, Grand Theft Auto 5 is 10 years old. Yeah. So I feel like it would be not so hard to just upgrade them. But I understand it's a whole new engine and stuff, and that would be rough. Anyway, last story.
Yeah, I would have preferred it like on a new engine, but
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Just take the Grand Theft Auto 5 engine, which is old. Still okay though. People still fucking play that game, and just put the story on there. You have all the character models and whatnot. Randy Pitchford is leaving Gearbox to focus on Gearbox movies. He's still the head of Gearbox overall. He's still the CEO. Everybody, don't get too excited. This comes from Natalie Clayton, PC Gamer. Gearbox President and CEO Randy Pitchford is stepping back from games to focus on the company's broader efforts to break into film and TV. As president of the publisher's new Gearbox Studios subsidiary. Announcing the corporate reshuffle on Twitter, Pitchford explained that veteran chief technology officer Steve Jones will take his role as the president of Gearbox Software. Pitchford ultimately remains CEO and president of Gearbox as a whole, and notes that he'll continue wearing a creative hat, but that he's moving to develop and grow a new film-focused side of the company. On Twitter, congratulations to Steve Jones, who I have recently promoted to become president of software at the Gearbox Entertainment Company. Attached is a diagram of the high-level organization chart along with excerpts from my internal staff letter announcing the promotion. So this is kind of like news, but it's also not really news. Randy Pitchford goes, I'm no longer president of software at Gearbox. I'm still president of Gearbox and also CEO, but I'm also president of Gearbox Movies.
Yeah. It reminds me of like the reshuffle with Neil Druckmann over at Naughty Dog last year.
Yeah, but it's less. It's even less like that though, because he's still CEO and president. With Druckmann, he stepped down from being creative director and he became president. He got promoted, or vice president. Yeah, he got promoted, and he's like, I'm not creative director anymore. I'm just vice president now.
Yeah. But then but then we see Neil Druckmann like going over and doing the movie stuff, or he's doing the show. But I think that's Randy Pitchford too, because Randy Pitchford has always kind of been the like creative head of the Borderlands. A lot of his humor is in those games, which is why the humor fucking sucks in those games. But so then, that's why he's going over to the movies, probably to just like to make sure the movies are as like faithful
as bad.
Yeah.
Bad as the.
I don't know, man. I don't want to shit on Borderlands too much because I know a lot of people like him, including yourself. But like, I do
like Borderlands. I thought Borderlands 1 was drab and kind of bad, honestly, but I had a good time with the story and whatnot. Borderlands 2 was creative. It was funny. It had some good points. It was colorful.
Like I had a good time with that game, and the pre-sequel was fun too. But like,
pre-sequel was okay. They did some things that I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't beat the pre-sequel, but then you got Borderlands 3, and it's like, this doesn't do anything, and the story's terrible. The jokes don't land, and it's just not as good and fleshed out as Borderlands 2. But it's kind of strange. Like, one of the things is that it says in here is Randy Pitchford is moving into the movie development, moving to develop and grow a new film-focused side of the company. That leads me to believe that there will be more Borderlands movies if this one does okay.
They're making a series for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
the plan. You got Kevin Hart in there, you've got The Rock or whatever, and he's trying to make this an actual fucking movie franchise.
What sucks is who is this directed to? The fans of Borderlands, or is it directed towards kids? Are you going to take out all the adult humors?
It can't be a kids movie.
No, because it's hugely adult humor, right? Yeah. The games are hugely adult humor.
They could probably scale it back to make it PG-13 though.
That's probably what they're going to do, and they're going to ruin it.
Yeah, because you need some of that like grotesque humor where like someone explodes and
someone explodes, or somebody's getting fucked in the ass or whatever. And you're like, what the hell?
It could be one of those things where they're trying to make it like a Deadpool sort of series, and they're like, "Hey, Kevin Hart, you have you have Jumanji, which is your big PG-13 hit, we know you want your big rated R hit, right? Your
Right.
big rated R. So I don't know. Yeah, it's directed to Randy. Volpinator says exactly. Yeah, that's true.
It's directed to Randy. Yeah, he is their fucking.
He's Gearbox's target audience is Randy.
Yeah. Oh God, just 45-year-old.
I don't know.
Autistic men.
I think like in any other circumstance, right? Like this would be a good thing. You're like, oh, they're bringing like when Neil Druckmann was announced to be involved with The Last of Us, and I don't even think we mentioned on the show that like. It's been confirmed that Neil Druckmann is going to be directing a bunch of the episodes of the show as well.
Yeah.
Like that was exciting. We're like, oh shit, that means that they're actually staying true to form. And with this, it's like, oh God, it sounds like they're being true to form.
They're being true to form. This is just going to be
that's kind of the thing with Borderlands is like a lot of the humor and stuff, it works in a video game. I don't know if it works in a movie, man, because it's a lot of just like fart and dick jokes, which is fine in the video game because video games are stupid. But like, I don't know if that's gonna work because half of Borderlands is like the shooting and the looting. Like that's really what makes Borderlands fun.
But you know what? You said it early in the show. I think in this show, that we have Fast and Furious. And if they just fucking go with the shooting and the looting and like really bad jokes, and they do it like Fast and Furious, I don't know, dude. Maybe.
True. I mean, they can definitely make it work. We'll see.
Jeez, how long till he becomes a meta and makes a flash drive reference in something? Did you hear about that?
What happened with the flash
Randy
drive?
Pitchford's flash drive. He had like child porn or something. It's alleged that he had like child porn and stuff. He'll probably make a fucking reference in the movie. Like Kevin Hart will say like, "Oh, I gotta protect my flash drive with CP or something like that." You know?
Yeah. I've heard that guy's a creep.
I mean, he's just an autistic guy. You know.
That's like I've met child porn.
I've met him twice, and he's a strange man. You know, he does strange things. He's nice enough. You know, he's a very when you meet him in person, he's very nice, and like I probably would hang out with him, but like
him meeting you meeting him as like a fan and him meeting you as a fan is like a different experience than like who he probably and the vibe that I get from him is kind of like I could hang out with him for a weekend. You know, and then that'd be too much. But then there's also like all those fucking, reports about him basically embezzling money from Gearbox. Well,
yeah, but who doesn't?
I don't embezzle money from Gearbox.
But you don't like you're not high in a company. You wouldn't if this was like $1 million company. If Lonercast was $1 million company, you would embezzle money.
Dude, I'd give you $1 million before I get myself $1 million.
And then I would embezzle money in this.
Well, it's just don't make Nick in charge of the finances.
There you go. Yeah, no. So it's just like ultimate power corrupts ultimately. Like it's
I guess, but like I don't know.
One more time and he will yell at you and punch you in the face. He might. I don't know. I don't know what his personality is. He did with the Clacktrap actor.
Yeah, I know. There's all these allegations against this dude where like he's abusive towards his staff. He underpays his staff. Well, he's paying himself a lot. He blames them for like the misfortunes of like bad selling video games. Like, I don't know, man. There's a lot to be said about Randy Pitchford, but
I mean, I've seen the Gearbox offices and they do all right. They do better than me. Let's just say that. They do better than me. You know, they fucking have like 6 cafeterias and all the food is free in there.
Who gives a shit?
I do. That's fucking awesome. Shit. You can just be like, I'm working, I'm hungry. I'm gonna go down and grab some Doritos or something.
Yeah,
but
like that's for like the high up developers, like the QA testers and shit. It's like that.
Well, and maybe somebody who's not working their fingers to the bone. Yeah.
Those people do work. That's the problem, dude. Those people work like way more than you think they do.
No, that's what I'm saying. Those people, the QA testers and stuff like that, people who are too busy. Whereas you get the executives who are just like, oh, I've got a meeting in an hour. I'm going to go make myself a sandwich.
But like also, if you work in like an abusive fucking facility, but then they're like, well, we got free lunch. It's like, I don't really care, man.
That's good. Good. Anyway, that's the show. that's the show. I think that's a good point to end it. What to look forward to next week? We got Back for Blood comes out on everything except for Switch. October 12th. Disco Elysium: The Final Cut comes out on everything except for PlayStations.
It's already
October
out on
12th as well.
PlayStation.
It's already out there. Crisis Remastered Trilogy comes out on everything on October 15th. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I'm not going to say the Demon Slayer game comes out on everything October 15th as well. NHL 22 comes out on everything except for Switch October 15th. And also DC Fandom is next week as well.
It's on Saturday. Yeah.
Shit.
Gotta hop back into the dome, baby.
Hop back in you think they're going to say anything about the games?
I don't know, but I put it on there just in case, Okay. I don't know. I don't know if they will.
You know what I want from this DC Fandom is new shit from the games.
Yeah, release dates would be cool.
Released, even like a trailer with gameplay, just some sort of gameplay. And then also, I want to know when that new Batman's coming out. I want a new trailer for that new Batman.
That's going to be the highlight of the whole thing, for sure. For sure. That's super interesting to me. Let's go recent reviews via Open Critic. Gassy. You're such a gassy man.
Metroid Dread just came out last week. It has a score of 88 based on 68 critic reviews.
People are really liking it. Back
for Blood has 79 out of 17 critic reviews.
That checks out.
Far Cry 6 has 78 out of 132 critic reviews. People are. That's not a bad. It's given a strong in this.
Yeah.
So it's not bad. It's better than Nickelodeon All Stars, which has a 65 out of 21 critic reviews. I hear that game is
the Smash Killer, dude. The
Smash Killer. I hear that game is actually like fun. It's just lacking a lot of interesting things.
It looks broken as fuck to me, but
Lost Judgment, the Yakuza game, the like standalone Yakuza game, has 84 out of 100 critic reviews. So that's doing pretty good too. Yeah. FIFA 22 has 77 out of 72 critic reviews. And I think that's it. That looks like that's it. So yeah, we got some games. Lost Judgment's doing good. Metroid Dread's doing good. If you're planning on picking something up this week, pick up one of those two. Those are the highest rated ones this week. Obviously, if you don't have a Switch, go for Lost Judgment. Let me get back to my thing. This week's question. Do you have a question, or are we just going to drop that since nobody seems to answer them anymore?
Yeah, let's drop the question. Fuck the questions. This is a new beginning. Fuck the questions.
Fuck the questions. If you have questions, though,
just write in.
Please send them in anywhere, and we'll answer them on the next episode. Like that, we need that. Like if we want to make a good show for you guys, I feel like that is a very
leave comments on the YouTube channel.
It just makes it more interesting. It makes it more fun. We can go over, send them into our email, send them into our Twitter, like anything. And speaking of that.
Honestly, email us at lonercast69@gmail.com. And that is not a joke. That is actually the email. So
nice. Yeah. Or message us on Twitter, and our Twitters are at emergencypizza_ for Jake, at fatal_microwave for me, and also at lonercast1 on Twitter. So if you have we check that shit daily. So if you
really want to write in and you want to be like super fucking cool, we have a donation button. Just hit that donation button. You could just send in $1 and you can write in a fucking question or whatever.
Just give us something. Be cool, stay in school, watch our other Loner Cast shows, Jake and Corey podcast. We got Spoiler Cast coming up right after this on our live show at twitch.tv/lonercast. And we have so much fucking content.
Watch Nick live on twitch.tv/fatalmicrowave.
Yeah, I try to stream every week. It would be every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at about 3:30. So yeah, just watch out for that. Watch out for the rest of the show. And thanks for watching. Stay in school. Be cool. That's it.